Hey everybody, Toaster back here again with another Ace Tanker replay, this time in the WZ-120. I thought I might talk about it a little bit. It has a 440 alpha gun, 10.5 second reload with my setup, and it's got like 250 pen, I think, which is nice, but it's got, I don't know, either 3 or 5 degrees of gun depression, and it is absolutely awful to try and fight ridges, which this map is very much a ridge fight. So I'm going to show you how I played it and how I was able to do well in it. Let's go ahead and get started since we got a long ways to go. And of course, you never want to go straight across. You want to dive towards the back, otherwise lights will light you up and then you get hit. I kind of faff around a little bit at first because every time I go straight up the hill, I'm the first one there, and then I get like attacked by 3 or 4 tanks, and it just doesn't work for me. So, so I do take my time getting up here, and I'm trying to line a shot up on the bush that I think that they might sit in, and you can tell already I'm having gun depression problems. So, and sure enough, there was a guy in there. And the other thing is this gun is hilariously inaccurate, and it's got low shell velocity. So you need to be close, but the problem is your hull armor is terrible. So it's not terrible against tier 8s, but it's not in tier 7s, but it's still not something you should rely on, which makes it very tough to play because you got this long reload, so people just come up around you. And again, gun depression issues. And we hit the guy, 250 pen, and he's got 12 armor, and we bounce. And I'm sure that didn't even give me a track critical. So anyway, this guy's being a dope, so we're gonna finish him off. And I should have stopped a little short, but I wanted to make sure to be the guy that, because if I was pointed down the hill, I would have had more depression. But I wanted to be the guy to kill him. So I noticed that we got a T-25 pilot, and he snuck up, which good on him. That's a very good position to take. And we're going to go ahead and just head up the hill now. Not a lot else to say about this tank. A lot of people play it with the 100mm, but I find the lack of pen on it makes it really hard to do well. And you know, 250 alpha when you're fighting tier 9s is really not very good. I couldn't tell you if the DPM's better or not. And notice here, I can't even get gun depression. I like to sit here and shoot where the pilot is sometimes, but because you're safe from everything else but him, so that's always nice. It's a good position to remember. But yeah, I just don't find the 100mm to be very good. I believe it has better gun depression. So again, we're just trying to find a location that we can get shots. And here we are. He's looking at me, and so I take a snap because I don't want to sit right here while Artie's around. And this VK 4503 pops up, and he's got no armor. I mean, he's supposed to be a heavy, but I'm not gonna go around and get farmed by tank destroyers or people that are sitting back on that little knoll. So I just leave him alone. And at this point, it's 3-0, so things are looking good. Except our Mauerbrecher, I notice, is taking a ton of damage, and so I don't want him to die per se, because now it's 3-2. And so we're able to put a nice shot in to the Tiger, and then we're at a kind of an auto bounce angle for the IS. And it looks like the IS-3 is firing HE, so I want to take advantage of that. But he switches. So we're just trying to side scrape here and get some free damage, basically. I see that he has switched to gold rounds, which is fine. I mean, he's fighting a tier 9, I get it. But the fact that he's down here tells me he's not the best player in the world. And so I'm kind of watching out of the corner of my eye. And that was a very unfortunate bounce. So he gets tracked. I know that I can kill him for free. And now it's just the two tier 8s or tier 7s. So not too worried. And they're fairly distracted. That poor IS. I was actually aimed at the Tiger. But anyway, so the game's looking pretty good, 6-4, and it looks like we're going to win Hill, which is a good thing. And we're able to put a shot in, kill the IS. And I think about going up the hill, but I'm afraid that there's guys behind, and so I don't do that. Instead, I think, you know, I bet you that VK is still there, so let's go ahead and give him a little hard time. And to his credit, he has realized that he's all alone, basically, and that we've won the hill, so good on him. So as you can see, it does work okay against tier 9s, or tier 7s, I'm sorry. But the armor does not work good against anything else. And at that range, you know, snapping kind of works. Up to 5 kills now. We know where the T-44 and the Scorpion are, and the Yag Tiger, or Yag JT-88, I should say. And so you can see the glacial aim time here. And I bet you that's about a 50-50 shot to pin because of the distance. The accuracy on this thing is just incredibly bad. So I would not suggest going up this line. A lot of people say the 121 is actually pretty good, but I feel like the skill level you need to play the 121 or this type of tank is more than I have, I guess. So we get lucky with the Scorpion bouncing, and he gets taken out, so that gives us a little bit of spotting damage. And we're just looking around. I'd like to find this JT because, and there he is. And so, again, gun depression issues and glacial aim time, and we're able to pick up another kill. So that's 7. We've got our top gun already, and we'd like to get over and get our Radleys if we possibly can. So this is an auto pen on him. The other thing, this takes module damage, and so that's the end of the game. But this thing takes a lot of module damage, so in that regard, it's just not a good tank, guys. Don't get it if you can help it. The tanks before it aren't really much better, so personally I would skip this line, except I have a T-34-3. Now remember, this is with a almost 5 skill crew, and I have it set up with GLD and vert stabs because of the gun handling is so bad. So okay, let's go ahead and go to the after action report, and we'll talk a little bit about it. Okay, here we are at the after action report. Like I said, we got an ace tanker. We got a Radley Walters, of which I don't have a huge amount of those, for 8 tanks, and of course a Top Gun. No high caliber actually, which is kind of unusual. Oh, because looks like the high caliber went to our WZ-111. Good on him. We ended up with 1290 XP and 3800 damage, and it looks like between me and the WZ we probably kind of carried that game. So 16 shots, 14 hits, 12 pins. That's actually very high from what I've seen as far as the pins. Even though you've got good pen, a lot of times I load heat in this thing just because it's so derpy that it misses a lot of times. So we ended up making 12,000 credits with the standard account, and we ended up with 1,000 player assistance, which is, you know, not too bad. So 4,800 combined, and it was on a 4 times weekend, so we ended up with 5,100 XP. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. Let me know if you'd like to see another tank that I have in my garage. I guess I need to start putting that down in my description so you know what tanks I have. Feel free to send a replay in if you'd like me, if you've got an ace tanker you'd like me to show off. My email will be down below, tonester181@gmail.com. And we'll catch you next time. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more action.